Hi, this is Maginoni, and welcome to another edition of The Good, the Bad, and the Disappointing. Let's get started. The good is Spider-Man number 3. Now, we'll just start off by saying the art is truly spectacular. I think the way they did the faces, the way they did the expressions, the panels, everything was just really solid. But for me, what really sold this book was the dialogue. Bendis did a great job. I mean, it's basically what's going on is like Miles is getting in trouble because his grades are slipped, and his parents not knowing what to do, so they call the grandmother. Now, Miles' father does not like this his mother-in-law, and they have issues, and the grandma is just on top of Miles, like, you're on drugs, you're a horrible person, you got to get your grades up, get off drugs. You a drug dealer. It's just like one thing after another with drugs. He takes his phone away with all the Avenger contact information in it. And he's just like, thank God password protected it. But, I mean, this was great. But the other thing that really sold this book for me was, he gets banished to his room. And Kamala pays him a visit. And which she's automatically, when she shape changes, she's automatically assumed to be either a drug dealer or she's buying drugs from Miles. But it's the dialogue in Miles' bedroom which was really good. Everything about this issue was fantastic, and it's a solid read. Nobody gets punched, and it was great. Now, at the very end, there is a mutant that appears in Miles' classroom. Now, it's true, you probably won't guess who it is. But once you know who it is, you go, damn it, I should have guessed that person. It's like that. I won't spoil it. Won't spoil the fun for some of you out there. But I think this is a great book, and I really like how they're bringing Kamala and Miles together. I think if you really think about it, it's basically you have the old universe where they're all they're more adults, and this is the more younger, fresher universe, and it's great that these characters are interacting with each other and they're forming their own friendships and team ups and all that other stuff. So this way they have something to stand on their own, for the future. And I think this is what I like. I'm really encouraged to see this type of activity happening. Highly recommend buying this book. Okay, the bad. Superman 51. Now, the only reason why it's not a disappointment was because I pretty much knew this whole thing is a monstrosity. Disappointment to begin with. Now this is spoiler time, because you really have to know. It has to be spoiled because you have to understand what's going on. And DC already spoiled it earlier this afternoon, so it's all over the internet. But basically the very first page is, I'm dying. And then he goes on, I've tried everything. I can't figure out. I'm going to die. And I'm going to die because of all these various things that's happened throughout, my time as Superman. And I got to go now visit Lana Lane because she's my old-time high school, neighborhood friend. And I got to tell her. And I gotta go tell Lois, and I gotta go blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going, you know what? All of that actually would have held an emotional impact if it was the Superman from the old 52. To me, and I have a feeling older, fans who've been reading comics for a while, and who were brought up under the old 52. That's our Superman. And, when you had, if he was to die, it would, I think, have a much greater emotional impact. This Superman, to me, is not Superman. He is, the younger version of a Superman on a different world, and he just looks the same. He's not even the same person. And because if you look at the origins, the upbringing, it's all different. This Superman's parents were, or mom and pa Ken are dead. So he doesn't have that family support. You know, um, the way everything, I mean, basically everything about this character is different than what I know. And that's why, to me, when they're saying he's dead, it's like it's no big deal. Now, maybe if your first comic book was New 52 Superman #1, maybe you might have some sort of emotional impact. But at the same time, it's not. This book's only been around for 51 issues. It's not the same as, like a lifetime of reading Superman type thing. And even off and on reading of Superman, it's not like 10 plus years. And it's just, to me, it's just devoid of emotion. And it seems like, even when you look at basically the steps that Superman's going through, it's, how many times have we seen this? Okay, I'm dying. Okay, I'm going to go see this person. I have to see that person first because of whatever reason. Insert reason there. Then I got to go to this person. Then I got to go to this person. And then it's, I have to get my life story told type thing. At some point in time in the book, you get the life story. And it's kind of like, to me, it almost looks like the writers are going, well, gosh, we didn't have enough time to put his life story in the books that we wanted to do it, like over time. So we got to fill in the details now and then make you feel sad, because I know you're not really that sad, because this is a pretty pathetic way of killing Superman. I'm like, and he just gave up is the other thing. And granted, you can say that him with the science stuff, he's trying, and he pretty much just once the science said no, he's just like, all right, I accept it. How can you be a Superman? I mean, Superman was always supposed to be the person who was always looking for hope. He was the one. There's always another way. And the path of being right, and then the path of being true, and the path of I won't give up. And he just gives up. What does that say about this character? Now, on top of all of that, I mean, and keep in mind, I don't care what the problem is. The fact that he just gave up. The fact that he's not, trying every possible way. That says something. Now, there's two other important tidbits in this book. One is, I believe there's a segment here where they're starting to introduce the Chinese Superman. And then at the very end, there's a guy who's getting chased by the cops, gets into a car accident, and he goes, I'm Superman. And I'm thinking, where did I see this before? Oh, could it have been the Green Lantern? When they had the Middle Eastern guy who was running away from the cops, and the power ring finds him, and he goes, I'm the Green Lantern. I mean, please, really? This is the best? It's excuse the language, but it's horrible shit, This is the disappointment of the week. Now, I like this art and the cover. The cover art is fantastic. The disappointment comes from the inside art, which just looks like shit. It just looks like crap. The faces are horrible. It's just horrible. Horrible. It's just substandard, I would think. Now, on the flip side, the story was actually kind of entertaining. It's basically girls' night out with the three Spider Girls, and they decide to go to Spider-Gwen's universe to have like lunch and stuff. But somebody's actually tailing her, and then they trap all three of them on her world. So overall, I thought that was good. I mean, it's a good start, but man, this art was bad. Whew. Horrible. Oh. That's a type of art that makes you not want to buy any other issue. Let's put it that way. But anyways, this is my good, the bad, disappointing. We'll have some more reviews later. Like, share. Let me know what you thought was your good book of the week, the bad book. And we'll have some more reviews later. So until next time.